In London, a murder investigation is underway after a man was stabbed in Maida Vale. Police were called at around 9:45 on Friday evening to reports of a stabbing in Tollgate Gardens. Emergency services attended the address, where the 40-year-old victim was treated for stab wounds. He later died in hospital. Officers are asking anyone with mobile phone or dashcam footage of individuals in the area at the time of the incident to come forward. Police have named the victim of a fatal shooting in Brent. 55-year-old Simon White was shot in Stonebridge on Friday evening and died at the scene. An urgent appeal has been issued for witnesses, information and dashcam footage. Extra patrols have been put in place to reassure the local community. An off-duty paediatric intensive care nurse who works for the Evelina Children's Hospital has been invited to this year's Royal Variety performance in recognition of her extraordinary compassion. Anita Greaves spent hours helping an elderly woman who suffered serious head injuries after falling at Waterloo Station, staying with her until paramedics arrived despite having just finished a long shift. Rosie Barnett went along to meet her.
As a paediatric intensive care nurse, Anita Greaves is used to saving lives, but not usually after she clocks off. This September, though, that changed.
So I just finished a long shift here. I left quite late because it was busy, and I was walking over to Waterloo, where I get the train from, and heard a shout for help. And as I approached, there was a lady on the floor, and there was an awful lot of blood.
That lady was 84-year-old Hazel. She'd fallen at the ticket barriers at Waterloo Station and badly hit her head. Anita's nursing instincts immediately kicked in, controlling the bleeding and staying with her until paramedics arrived nearly 2 hours later.
I was worried about her conscious levels. I was worried that she was going to deteriorate.
Thanks in large part to Anita, she survived, and the pair are now close friends.
We've made like friends for life. She's the most incredible person, so she's, yeah, it's lovely. It's a real honour being able to help her.
But that wasn't the only honour she received. In recognition of her kindness, the mother of two was invited by Buckingham Palace to the Royal Variety performance, along with celebrities, other community heroes, and of course, the royal family.
It's actually got quite emotional. It was incredible. It's something that I would have never thought of going to, never thought I could go to something like that.
The Princess of Wales is patron of the Evelina London here and wanted to personally thank staff members for their services with tickets to the performance. It was Anita's colleagues who nominated her as the most deserving to attend.
But Anita says it's an honour shared, as any one of them would have done the same.
No one will walk past. This is our job. You're there to help people, and I'd absolutely do it again.
Rosie Barnett, ITV News.
And you can catch the Royal Variety performance here on ITV just after 7 o'clock this evening.
Good evening. Police in Essex have stepped up patrols after the number of arrests for drunk driving almost doubled this year. The force's chief constable says the issue has reached epidemic levels. Alex Dunlop reports.
It's early evening and police pull over a young man who's been driving erratically.
Well, you just turned right across me without indicating, without stopping.
He's tested for drugs and alcohol. Within minutes, he's under arrest, suspected of taking cannabis.
You're under arrest on suspicion of drug driving. I have to caution you, you don't have to say anything but like harm defence.
And this scenario is repeated across Essex in a special police operation targeting suspected drug and drink drivers. This year alone, the force made more than 1,700 drug driving arrests.
That's 700 more than in any previous year. So I think, it's something of a pandemic across Essex. Sadly, there's lots of people, mainly young men, not exclusively, but mainly young men, who we are catching repeatedly having taken drugs and driving.
This year, 1 in 3 road deaths nationally involved cocaine or cannabis. In Essex alone, 58 people died on the county's roads. The force says drug driving was a significant factor.
Whether you think you're Max Verstappen, or whatever, if you're taking drugs, all those skills go out of the way. The science shows you are less well able to react.
As we enter the busiest festive weekend before Christmas, they say more officers will be out on the road.
Take a seat, maybe she'll wait there for a little while.
And more suspects will almost certainly end up here. Alex Dunlop, BBC London.
Now, Banksy's recent artworks here include monkeys at Brick Lane and a gorilla at London Zoo. But has the street artist struck again? Well, some believe he has after this popped up at Tottenham Court Road. Well, it's not been confirmed, but it has had many guessing. Here's Nikki Ford.
For those who've come to see the sights in London at Christmas, there's a new one to behold, an artwork thought to be a Banksy. It shows two people, one of them at least is a child, looking up to the skies and pointing. Garth is a local artist and was one of the first people to spot it.
Crossing the road, I kind of noticed this bollard, and there's a dark patch on it. It's twilight. Walked over to it and sort of inspected it and realised that it was a Banksy.
That sense of surprise extended to passers-by.
What do you think it means? Tricky question.
Maybe like a fallen soldier and someone who's trying to showcase the inner boy, the inner child looking up to the heavens.
If it is a Banksy, I think he's probably trying to say that's our new sightseeing, our new what we're interested in, what we show kids.
But could its placement give us a clue? Behind the artwork lies the Centre Point building, now luxury flats, but which once lay empty. 51 years ago, it was stormed by demonstrators to protest against a lack of housing in the capital. A Banksy fan who's been sketching it thinks it describes what it's like to be homeless.
Quite sort of poignant that people are not actually stopping. It's just like they walk past homeless people, they don't see them lying on the street. So I think he's making people aware of that.
Well, Banksy experts believe that this went up on Friday, and the reason it hasn't yet been claimed is to allow real fans a chance to observe it before a frenzy descends.
So if you want to see it, get in quick. Nikki Ford, BBC London.